gamers! Welcome back to the Board Adventures channel, and I'm Professor Meg. And today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm doing this video completely by myself, and that's thematic because today I'm talking about solo games. So I wanted to talk to you about quite a few games. These are all solo games that I have been playing and really enjoying, and these are all solo games that I have to get to almost immediately. I just can't wait. I've been having a lot of fun this year, both playing solo games that are pure solo games and also learning games with the solo mode, which I kind of prefer now as a way to learn a game and then teach it to someone else. That's something that I did with Verdant. But these are solo games that I have been playing and absolutely adoring. So first things first, shout out to Final Girl. Final Girl is a game that it is always meant to be solo. You are playing as the final girl, and you are being attacked by a murderer. I guess they aren't always murderers. Sometimes they're ghosts and other scary things like that, but either way, they're always scary. And you are trying to both save other people and save yourself. And it's a really fun system where time is your resource for everything. You're using time to both take actions and to buy new cards. So what you're doing is you have these action cards that are available, and as you play them, depending on the dice that you roll for them, either it's a success, which is great, and usually it's a middle success or pretty bad, and if that happens, you usually have to spend time as a consequence. And then on top of that, at the end of your turn, you'll have whatever time you have left to buy cards for future turns. So as soon as you use a card, once you use them, they go to a discard pile. You don't get them back the next round. There are some basic cards that you always get back, but it takes you a round in between. So they kind of go to your discard pile, and you can't take cards from your discard pile. So it's a balancing system of how many base cards you use and what cards you can purchase and then use later. So far it has been very challenging. I won my first playthrough of it, and I have lost every time since then, which I really enjoy because then it gave me that sense of I can beat it, I can do this. The first time I played it was very, the stakes were high. I wasn't sure I was going to make it out, and I did. So I've just absolutely been loving this. I think it's balanced really well, and the way that they set up the boxes, so I'll just show you guys. We'll mess up the top, not the top shot, the wide shot, but the way that they store these is very, very clever. That they have a location and a enemy that you're fighting against, and they're all stored together. So the first one that they suggest you to fight against is Hans, and in this box, you'll see that this is magnetized. It comes off, and this is the area that you're going to be playing in. This is Camp Happy Trails. And then your cards are in here that you'll be using for that location. And then on the other side, you also pull off this part, which is also magnetized, and this is Hans. So this is his enemy board, and you'll stick both of them together, and the core box has what you need as the final girl. And all you do is use your core box. One of these you can mix and match, so you could play with a different hero, a different location, and it's just stored great, easy to set up, easy to tear down. All of these boards are very clear, and I've just been having such a delight. See, stuff can fall out and it's fine. It doesn't even matter. Okay, so that is Final Girl. Highly recommend, especially if you enjoy solo gaming. Even if you don't, I think it's a great one to check out to kind of get you into the genre. I especially love the card play of it, so if you're usually using cards as your actions, I think you'll really enjoy it for that aspect. Oh, I've been having a delight with this one, and it's by Van Ryder Games. Now, I'm just going to close this because I have to, because it's in my personality. Calico. Calico you guys might have heard of. This one has been around for a bit. It's by AEG, and it is a matching tile placing game. So there are 6 different colors, 6 different patterns, and you are trying to place all of those tiles on a board in a very advantageous way for different ways to score. So there are middle pieces that you're using to score for either a light match, I guess I'll call it. I forget exactly what they call it, but a match in that sense would be, say it's AA, BB, CC, you want 2 of 3 different types of colors, or 2 of 3 different types of patterns. Now the yellow check mark for it, which will get you even more points, the yellow ribbon, it's if you do both. So if you have 2 different colors 3 times and 2 different patterns 3 times, and you can kind of mix and match that. It's very tricky and thinky like that. As a multiplayer game, it's enjoyable. As a solo game, they give you these different challenges that you have to meet, so it tells you exactly which of the conditions that you have to meet. It tells you which ones to put in, and it also has other objectives for you to do as well, such as getting certain buttons, getting certain cats, getting one of every cat, getting multiples of the same cat, and you have to have a score that you need to beat as well. I am currently stuck on level 9, and I will let you know you need to get at least 68 points. I know that very well because I've gotten 67 about 3 times now. And yeah, as a solo puzzle, it is just so challenging and fun. I'm really having a great time with it. Now, on to the smallest box, last but not least, is Friday. Friday is a game that I was just introduced to. I played it for the first time last week, and this one is very interesting. So you're flipping these different cards, you're just trying to survive the island, and most of them are bad at first. There's a lot of negatives where you're flipping cards from one side and you're trying to meet certain thresholds, and then you're using cards that you play, and those ones are the ones that you're using to mitigate what the threshold is. I don't think I'm explaining that well, but say you need a 3, you draw a 2 and a 1, you're fine. If you draw a -1, then you're actually off by 4. And you start with a big pool of life. There are these green wooden tokens that are leaves. And that's your life, and you are spending life to overcome these challenges and to also, like, as a consequence for not overcoming them. And it has been really fun. I've really been enjoying it. I'm still getting the hang of it, but this is one that I have been thinking about since the last time I played, that a lot of these you're going to hear I want to bust out next, but I think I may try this one again just because I have the rules in my head already. As a small, quick game that you're playing solo, I think it was very accessible that I had it alongside another longer game that I was playing with other players, and I was able to move over to this when things were happening that were, like, not relevant to me. So yeah, I've been having a great time with Friday, and I want to play it more. Now onto the games that I have no real knowledge of, but I really want to play. This one, Bargain Basement Bathysphere. This is by WizKids. I picked this up at PAX Unplugged. Fellow board adventurer Roberto from Shear Boardom, his wife Kate, she let me know the Saturday night of PAX about this game. It is a roll and write solo campaign game. So it's a 20 scenario campaign game where you are playing through the bath. I think you're diving through the bath. I'm very, very excited to see what a roll and write solo campaign game is like. I've never played one like that before. I don't know if the theme exactly grabs me. The art on the front is the least thing that I like about it. It still looks cute and it still looks fun, but I'm here for a roll and write campaign. So this is one that I will be playing tonight, hopefully. I say that about all of these, but this is the one I'm at least maybe gonna look through it because I'm very, very curious just how enjoyable this is going to be. I hope it is. I will let you guys know because I'm very excited to try it out. Alright, Siege of Valeria. Siege of Valeria is one in a trio of a Kickstarter that recently fulfilled, and it's one that I saw a friend playing, and I really want to play it. The art is what grabs me. The art is the absolute reason why I'm interested in this game, but you are playing as people protecting Valeria, and you have to protect it for 7 days while it's attempting to be sieged, or it is sieged. I don't know how actual siege and war works, but they're surrounded, and they're trying to fight off the monster forces, and it's a fun puzzler to see if you can do it. It's one that the theme is absolutely up my alley. If you could take this theme and throw it into this game, I'd probably be more into it. And there is a roll and write, I believe, for this one. There's at least a dice game for it. But this is the only solo game. This one's purely solo, I believe. Yes, just one player. There are others that are 1 to X amount of players. I think it's 1 to 4, but I wanted to try the pure solo game first. So that is Siege of Valeria. It looks so cool. Come on. Okay. Let's talk about Paperback Adventures. I don't know if you guys have heard about Paperback Adventures, but it's very similar to Final Girl, actually, where you have a core box that has everything that you need, and then you also need to play with something like that supplements it. Where in Final Girl, you have your core box, and then you choose a enemy and a location. In this one, you choose as another hero to, or as a hero to play as. So I grabbed the damsel. I have 2 others, but I want to try as the damsel first. But it is a rogue-like deck building word game. So you're using it to make words. All of the cards that you get, you are using to put the letters in certain order, to hopefully make words that make sense and are usable. So you're doing that, and then depending on how you orient the words as well, depends on what you do. So even within that, if you have words that you're shifting all to the right, you'll get certain abilities such as defense or attacking, and if you shift them all to the left, then you might get things, am I doing left and right? I'm not sure. But if you shift them the other way, you can get things like energy or additional attacks or maybe more shield or maybe not as good of a move at all. So I'm very excited to try this one out. I think it's the first word game where you're using words in that type of sense that I've ever played before. So I'm really curious to see how much I like it. I enjoy things like Wordle and Scrabble, so I think that the word puzzle I will really enjoy, but we shall see. I'm really, really curious to check it out, especially because I've heard really great things. Alright, so those are 6 solo games for you to check out. Some of them I absolutely recommend, some of them I'm very excited about that got my eye caught. I hope that you are able to try any of these solo if you enjoy solo games, especially if you try the Calico version. If this is a game that you already have in your collection and you've never tried the solo version before, please let me know in the comments below how you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any other solo recommendations for me, because I would love to dive into those in 2023. We at the Board Adventures are so excited that you've spent an entire year with us. I hope that you all are enjoying the end of the year and you're ready for a fresh start in 2023 for even more board gaming. I've been Professor Meg, and we will see you next time. Bye!